I sat next to him for 10 hours. We talked, we argued, we laughed. We told each other things we had never told another living soul. And when the plane landed, I discovered he was my son, the son I had been searching for 26 years. Same flight, same row, same 2 seats. Out of every seat on that plane, out of every flight that day, out of every city in the world, we ended up there, together, not knowing. 10 hours. 10 hours of not knowing. And then one sentence that destroyed everything I thought I understood. I am not a man who believes in fate. I believe in facts, in work, in what you can prove. I built my life on distance. Distance from people. Distance from the past. Distance from a mistake I made at 23 that I had never fully stopped paying for. The airport was chaos that morning. Delayed flights, angry passengers, queues that didn't move. I had been awake since 4 a.m. My head was already somewhere else, somewhere quieter. I just needed to get on that plane, find my seat, disappear for 10 hours. That was the plan. Lagos to London, row 14, seat B, middle seat. I hate the middle seat. I had asked to switch. They said no. So I boarded, found my row, and stopped because someone was already in seat A. Young, maybe mid-20s. Headphones on, eyes forward, not looking up. I sat down. He didn't move. Good. Neither did I. I buckled my seatbelt, shifted, tried to get comfortable. And then I saw it. His hand, resting on the armrest. There was a small scar, thin, almost invisible, running along the inside of his right wrist. I don't know why I noticed it. I just did. Filed it away. Forgot about it for now. We didn't speak during takeoff. He stared out the window. I stared at nothing. The ground disappeared below us. Lagos became small, then gone, and the silence between us felt like an agreement. It lasted 2 hours. Then he pulled out his headphones, looked at me, and said 4 words that started everything. Is that a good book? I looked up. He was nodding at the paperback in my hand. I hadn't turned a page in 40 minutes. I don't know yet, I said. He almost smiled. I read it last year. Did it get better? I asked. Depends on what you're looking for. Something in his voice, dry, precise, like he meant more than he was saying. I put the book down. What's your name? I asked. Kofi, he said. I nodded. David. We shook hands, and just like that, the silence was gone. We talked about the book first, then about London. He was moving there. New job, new life. I told him I made that trip 4 times a year. Business. He asked what kind. I told him. He knew the industry, knew it well, too well for someone his age. There was something about him I couldn't place. Not his face, not exactly, but the way he moved through a conversation. Direct, no wasted words. The way he tilted his head when he was thinking, slight, to the left, like he was listening to something inside himself before answering. My sister used to say I did the same thing. I shook it off, kept talking. Then he laughed. Something I said. I don't even remember what, but he laughed short, sharp, then slower, like the joke caught him off guard, like he was surprised by his own amusement. and something in my chest moved, old, unrecognized, like a door shifting on a hinge that hadn't been touched in years. I ignored it.
4 hours in, the cabin lights dimmed. Most passengers were asleep. Kofi was quiet now, staring at the seat in front of him. Something had changed. The easy conversation was gone. Something heavier had replaced it. I should have let it go. I didn't. "You all right?" I asked. He turned, looked at me for a long moment, then said, "Can I ask you something?" "Go ahead," I said. He didn't rush it. Took a breath first. "Do you think a man can love a child that he's never met?" The question hit differently than I expected. Not like small talk, like something aimed. I didn't answer immediately. "Why do you ask?" I said carefully.
He looked away, back to the window. "I'm adopted," he said. Flat. Practiced, like he had said it 1,000 times. "I've been trying to find my biological father. I went to Lagos to look." A pause. "I found my mother first." The air between us shifted. She told me about him. Something fired in my body. Not logic. Something older. I kept my face still. "What did she tell you?" I asked. "That he was young when it happened. That she never told him. That she left before he could find out." My hands were completely still. Too still. "Do you know his name?" I asked. He paused. She gave me a name. Just one. Another pause. "But I'm not sure I'm ready to say it yet." He pulled out his phone, showed me a photo of his mother. Young. Lagos. Late 90s. I studied it. My heart was hammering. I didn't recognize her. Relief flooded through me. Not her. Not me. Coincidence. I almost laughed at myself. "She's lovely," I said. "She was," he said. "Was." Past tense. "She passed 4 months ago," he said quietly. "I'm sorry," I said. And I meant it. "She left me some things," he said. "Letters. A few photographs." He paused. There was one photograph she kept separate from the rest. In an envelope. With his name on it. He looked at me. She said, "If I ever found him, I should show him this. So he would know I was telling the truth." My throat tightened. "Who?" I asked. He reached into the inside pocket of his jacket, slowly, deliberately, and pulled out an envelope. Old. Yellowed at the edges. He opened it, took out a photograph, held it up, faced me, and the world ended. It was me, 23 years old, standing outside a blue Peugeot, laughing. Lagos mainland. A photograph I had completely forgotten existed, taken by a woman I had tried for years to find. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. Then I saw the front of the envelope, still in his hand. One word. Written in handwriting I recognized. David.
My name. That photograph. This boy. This flight. This seat. 26 years. The same number he said he was. Born in Lagos. Adopted in London. Looking for his father. On a flight from Lagos to London. Sitting next to me. No, this is not possible. My voice came out wrong. Too quiet. Where did she take that photograph? He looked at me. Really looked. Lagos mainland, he said, slowly. Near the market on Benson Street. I had lived on Benson Street. 1997 to 1999. The blood drained from my face. I felt him watching it happen.
You already know, I said. Not a question. He held my gaze. I suspected, he said. When? When you sat down. My chest collapsed. Something about your face, he said. I wasn't certain. So I waited. You waited. I needed to hear it from you. Hear what from me? He leaned forward slightly. Whether you were the kind of man who would tell the truth, even to a stranger, even when it cost you something. Silence. Heavy. Crushing. I understood it all at once. Every question, every careful pause, every detail he offered and then pulled back. He had been testing me for 4 hours without me knowing. And I had passed. By accident. By simply telling the truth about a son I had lost. To the son I had lost. Then, something shifted in his face. The steadiness cracked. Just slightly. But I saw it. His jaw tightened. His eyes went hard. Then, glassy. Do you know what it's like? He said, his voice lower now, rougher. To grow up not knowing your name, your real name. To sit at a table with a family that loves you and still feel like a stranger. A pause. I spent my whole childhood wondering what I did wrong. Why you didn't come. Why you didn't look. He stopped himself, swallowed, looked away. The truth I owe him. I didn't defend myself. I didn't explain. I didn't reach for the comfortable version. Because he wasn't finished. He turned back, eyes wet, jaw set. I came to Lagos with a name and a photograph. I walked those streets for 2 weeks. I asked questions. I knocked on doors. I sat in that city for 14 days, looking for a man who was probably never coming back. A breath. Shaking. And then I gave up. I booked this flight. Decided to let it go. And you. His voice broke. You sat down next to me. I had no words. There are no words for that moment. There is no sentence in any language built for what was happening in row 14. At 30,000 feet. Over Europe. In the dark. I looked for her, I said finally.
For years. I didn't know she was pregnant. When I found out she had left, I searched. I hired people. I flew back twice. I never stopped completely. He was listening. Still. But I also kept living, I said. And that's the part I can't excuse. I kept living while you were out there, wondering. A pause. I should have looked harder. I should have never stopped. And I'm sorry. Not the small kind. The kind that doesn't go away.
He didn't respond immediately. He turned to the window. I could see his reflection in the dark glass. Eyes closed, jaw working, trying to hold something together. Something that had been held together for a very long time, under enormous pressure. Then I remembered. The scar on his right wrist. I had noticed it at the beginning, filed it away, forgotten it. "Kofi?" I said quietly. He turned. "Your wrist," I said. He looked down. "What happened?" He looked at it for a long moment. "I was 12, he said. "I put my hand through a window." A pause. I was angry. "About what?" I asked. He looked at me. "About not knowing who I was." And something inside me broke. Completely. I didn't cry loudly. It wasn't like that. It was the kind of breaking that happens quietly. Behind the eyes. In the chest. The kind that has no sound. Because it has been waiting too long. And it arrives with everything. All at once. He watched me for a long time. Then he exhaled. Long. Slow. Like he was releasing something. Something he had been carrying since he was 12 years old. "I'm not saying it's okay," he said. "Because it's not." A pause. "But I also didn't find you. You didn't find me. We found each other. On a plane. In the middle of the sky. And I don't know what that means. But I know it means something." The pilot's voice came over the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning our descent into London Heathrow. Local time is 6:42 a.m. Weather is overcast, 11 degrees Celsius." Neither of us moved. Neither of us spoke. The city appeared below. Gray. Vast. Indifferent. Full of people who had no idea what had just happened. In row 14, seat A and seat B. As the wheels hit the ground, that jolt, that hard return to earth. As the wheels hit the ground, that jolt, that hard return to earth. He reached over, slowly, and placed his hand on mine, on the armrest, between us. Just for a moment. Not forgiveness. Not reunion. Just, I see you. I'm here. This is real. We didn't rush off the plane. We waited. Let everyone else go first.
then stood, gathered our things, in silence, and walked up the aisle together, through the jet bridge, into the terminal. Two people who had boarded as strangers, walking off as something neither of us had a name for yet. We stopped at the arrivals hall, the point where paths split, where people go different ways. He had a bag to collect. I had a car waiting. "Kofi," I said. He stopped, turned. "I don't want to lose you again," I said. He looked at me for a long time, the kind of look that measures everything, that calculates quietly, that decides. Then he reached into his pocket, took out his phone, held it out. "Then don't," he said. I have thought about that flight every single day since, about how many ways it almost didn't happen. If I had switched seats, if he had kept his headphones on, if I had chosen a different flight, if he had given up 1 day earlier, 1 hour earlier, any of it, and we would have been strangers forever, never knowing. Because the world doesn't slow down for what you've missed. It doesn't arrange reunions. It doesn't send signs. It just keeps moving. And every now and then, without warning, it puts the most important person in your life in the seat right next to you and waits to see if you're paying attention.
I still look at seat A whenever I fly. I still notice hands, scars, the way a person laughs, the way they tilt their head. Because I learned something at 30,000 feet that I will never forget. The people you've lost are not always far away. Sometimes they are close enough to touch, and you are the one who isn't looking. I sat next to my son for 10 hours. I almost walked off that plane without knowing. Not because the truth was hidden, but because I had spent 26 years learning how to look away. Tell me something. If you found out the stranger next to you was someone you had lost, would you be ready? Would you be honest enough? Would you be the version of yourself that person deserved to meet? Comment below and subscribe to Tales of Africa Studio. Because sometimes the most important reunion of your life doesn't happen in a church or a hospital or at a gravesite. It happens at 30,000 feet, in the middle seat, on a Tuesday morning, when you least expect it.